Welcome to the Widowed Mom Podcast, episode 336, Grief During the Holidays.
Welcome to the Widowed Mom Podcast, the only podcast that offers a proven process to help you work through your grief, to grow, evolve, and create a future you can truly look forward to. Here's your host, Master Certified Life Coach, Grief Expert, Widow, and Mom, Krista St-Germain.
Hey there, welcome to another episode of the podcast. If you're dreading the holidays this year, if even the thought of decorations or family gatherings makes your stomach drop, you are not alone. Maybe people around you are already getting excited and making plans, and you're wondering how you'll get through it. Maybe you're pretending to be fine for your kids, but secretly counting down the days until it's over. Or maybe you're someone who isn't dreading the holidays. You might even be looking forward to them, and that's okay too. There's no one right way to feel this time of year. However you're feeling, overwhelmed, anxious, disconnected, or surprisingly peaceful, it all makes sense and it's all okay. Today, I want to help you understand why the holidays can stir up so much emotion for widows and to remind you that there's no way to do this wrong. So why does it feel so heavy, the holidays? When a partner dies, our brain doesn't just miss that person. It connects them to all the familiar things in our world. The sounds, the smells, the traditions of the holidays all light up those same neural pathways. So when our brain encounters those cues and our person isn't there, our brain can't find them, it sends out kind of an alert. Our attachment system, the part of the brain that's wired for connection and belonging, becomes active again. And with that activation can come some waves of intense emotion and longing. And this doesn't mean you're slipping backward. There is no such thing, or even that holidays will always feel this way. But it does happen, and it is common. Also, there's another reason that we don't often think of that can make this time of year feel harder. And that is that our human brain is wired to equate unpredictability with danger. The holidays bring all kinds of changes, especially holidays without our person, holidays that we've never been through before, schedule changes, maybe we're traveling, maybe there's social gatherings and the awkwardness that we anticipate in those social gatherings, expectations that our families might have. And to our nervous system, that can actually feel unsafe. You may not think of it as fear, you may not even notice it as fear, but your body will recognize it. It might feel like a knot in your stomach, or maybe you feel extra irritable or fatigued, or you have a desire to pull away. I just want you to hear that this is normal, natural. None of this means you're doing anything wrong. It's just your mind and your body trying to protect you from a season that used to feel predictable, and now it doesn't feel predictable. And to a part of us, that can mean uncomfortable and scary. It's also a season where we have a lot of mixed emotions, kind of like whiplash almost sometimes. Sometimes within the same hour, we alternate from a high to a very low. So maybe you notice yourself feeling really conflicted. On one hand, you want to join in, and then very shortly thereafter, you want to be alone. You might feel like laughing, and then you also might feel like crying. Or maybe you don't even feel anything at all, and you kind of feel numb or robotic. This back and forth shifting is common in grief. Our system's trying to balance between connecting to others and feeling protected. And so if your mood is changing quickly, or you find yourself overwhelmed by what feels like it shouldn't be overwhelming, I want you to remember that there really is no such thing as going backward. You are not doing anything wrong. You are navigating a season that is filled with reminders of all the love that you shared and the fact that they aren't here anymore. So, you can't do it wrong. All of this is common. I really want you to hear me in that. If you are feeling disconnected and numb, which I hear a lot from widows, they don't feel much of anything. They don't particularly feel joyful, and they don't really feel like crying. They just kind of feel empty. maybe a little bit numb, and they worry about that. They worry that that might mean that something is wrong with them, or that they're not feeling their feelings, or that they're not handling their grief correctly. And I want you to hear that that is also a very natural response in grief. Numbness doesn't mean we're doing anything right or wrong. There is no such thing, right? Sometimes it's how the body creates distance when it doesn't feel safe to feel everything. It can be a way that our system says, not quite ready, not quite ready. And if you don't feel numb, if you're enjoying the lights and the music and the busyness, and it all feels okay to you and maybe even joyful, that's also okay. Grief doesn't look the same for every person. It looks very different. It's as unique as a fingerprint. There is no scorecard for how it's supposed to go. There is no right or wrong for how it's supposed to go. There isn't a certain amount of sad that you're supposed to feel or not feel. It's all okay. That's important that you hear that. I also hear every year from widows who tell me that they didn't expect to feel so isolated, especially because they're surrounded by people, right? And it might seem like everyone else is happy and enjoying themselves, and yet they aren't enjoying it at all. They're just kind of struggling and trying to get through the day and maybe wishing the season were over. And again, if that is you, you are not the only one feeling that way. I hear it all the time. You are not the only one who looks fine in photos, but on the inside feels disconnected or blah. You're not the only one wishing the season could pass quickly and quietly. You're not the only one dreading the expectations to celebrate. You're not the only one having thoughts about not wanting to be in rooms full of people who haven't lost their person. I hear it all the time. And again, if you're feeling okay, that's okay too. Are you following me? Nothing about how you feel is right or wrong. Nothing about how you feel ever needs to be justified. There is no one widow experience. There is no right. There is no wrong. There is the experience that you are having, and that is the one we care about, right? That is the one we care about, and we don't want to make that wrong. We just want to notice it is what it is, right? That's how you're currently experiencing the idea of the holidays right now. So please don't think that how you need to feel is something that needs to be fixed. You don't need to be cheerful. You don't need to hide anything you're feeling if it's less than cheerful. You can let your experience be exactly what it is this year. You can trust that it is the right experience, and we know that because it's the one that you're having. And maybe next year it will be different. Understanding what's happening in your brain and your body helps bring you compassion instead of criticism. The last thing we need is, what's wrong with me? We need more, oh yes, this makes sense. This is the part where, of course, this is a common experience in widowhood. Can you imagine if we all approached our holidays in that way? We didn't make ourselves wrong for what we're experiencing. We just looked for how it made sense. That's the understanding that I hope you will all offer yourselves. And I think that when we do that, that's the beginning of a much better holiday experience. It may not be a happy experience completely, but it is much, much better. If you would like more support this season, I am again hosting my free live Happier Holidays for Widowed Moms workshops this November. And it's 3 days where I will go live and teach. It will be recorded in case you can't make it live. It's all totally free. We'll talk about what makes the holidays harder than they need to be, and what you can do to help yourself, how you can create a plan that feels peaceful for you and honest for you. And if that's something that you're interested in, you can go to coachingwithkrista.com/free holiday event. coachingwithkrista.com/free holiday event. And then next week, here on the podcast, we'll segue from kind of a general understanding that we talked about today into some very specific things that you can do. And I will share 5 ways that you can survive the holidays as a widow. They are simple, they are doable, and they will make the season just a little bit easier. So make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss it. Okay, that's what I have for you this week. Remember, I love you. You've got this. Take care and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. If you like what you've been hearing on this podcast and want to create a future you can truly get excited about even after the loss of your spouse, I invite you to join my Mom Goes On coaching program. It's small group coaching just for widowed moms like you, where I'll help you figure out what's holding you back and give you the tools and support you need so you can move forward with confidence. Please don't settle for a new normal that's less than what you deserve. Go to coachingwithkrista.com and click Work With Me for details and next steps. I can't wait to meet you.